It's a sequel to Prometheus. It's a prequel to Alien. In this installment, Sigourney Weaver passes the mantle to Catherine Waterston as the new braless badass. It's Alien Covenant.
Like a breeze, country roads, take me home to the place I belong.
Like, show me your dick. Anyway, so we saw Alien Covenant.
We did. It was directed by Ridley Scott and stars Michael Fassbender, the aforementioned Catherine Waterston, Danny McBride, Billy Crudup, and some people. Damon Bashir, I think, is in this movie, and some other people.
And we are...
Brandon Kaiser.
I'm Brian Haas.
Kid Coleman Cole.
And this is Sucker Success, where we tell you something sucks or is a success. So, start us off, Kit. What did you think of Alien Covenant?
Didn't love it. It wasn't, like, I mean, Prometheus, actually, I thought that this could only go from Prometheus, because I felt Prometheus was a little bit slow at times. It was more, I don't know, like, it was more sci-fi thriller than sci-fi horror. And I was kind of hoping this was going to be more of a sci-fi horror. And it really wasn't. It felt really slowly paced, and it kind of felt more like a web show than a big production movie to me. As weird as that is.
That's weird.
But,
Big budget movie, and you're
like,
it's a web show.
I like...
This is a little
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
Have you
this is a
seen
web
this?
show. Yeah. Oh, sorry, this is a low budget web show. Sorry, it seems like a big budget web show. It just...
Have you seen a big budget web show?
Maybe. But in general, this movie didn't really grab me so much. I really wasn't... I wasn't really super entertained. It was just... I kind of felt let down, story, like, you know, the story somewhat, that, like, you know, like, without saying spoilers, you know, some of the aspects. I'm sure we'll get to it afterwards, but
We can maybe do a spoiler section if you want.
yeah, we'll do a spoiler section.
Sure.
I didn't love this show. I would say, sorry, movie.
You thought it was a show.
I thought it was a show. I didn't love this movie. If you're interested, stream it. If not, fuck it. I like why.
Wow.
So basically, you stream it.
Wait for it.
Basically, stream it.
Okay. All right, Brian. What do you say?
Alright, well, I'll start out talking about Prometheus just to mention that I watched it after it came out, and after hearing so much negative press, like always happens, especially with me, you hear super bad things, you go and see it and go, oh, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
So I liked it, you know, middling, somewhere in the, you know. Anyway, kind of similar with this, except I tried to stay away from all the buzz, and so this one I also think is decent, maybe a step above decent, you know, a soft good. I really like sci-fi movies, so it was nice to see a movie that actually had a budget to pull off some of the stuff that people want to do. That's hard to describe, but you know, it's nice to see at least an attempt.
We're doing a good job here, guys.
It's hard to say.
A lot of things I want to say were spoilers.
I don't want to describe scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love seeing a full-out sci-fi movie that you can tell their heart's in it at least, even if some of the story, I don't want to say it falls flat, but maybe wanders a little bit, or I would have done things a little differently, but I think a lot of it comes down to personal preference, so I would say if you're a hardcore Alien franchise fan or a real serious sci-fi buff, go out and see it now. It's worth seeing, you know, in a theater with the best possible experience. If you're only mildly interested, just stream it. So, Brandon?
Yeah, it's kind of seems to be a tough to quantify into a review rating sort of thing. I don't know. Yeah, it's not really a quantifying thing, but it seems like I think in the end, what we're all trying to say is this maybe isn't a movie for everyone.
Yeah.
I guess. I think I overall like the movie. Actually, I think I liked the most based on what you guys have said. I overall liked the movie.
Yeah.
I also like Prometheus, though. I know I'm one of those weirdos, so maybe that's part of it. Because I thought the beginning of this movie was pretty Prometheus-y, you know. And it took a little time to get going, so I understand what you're saying about it was slowly paced. Sure, maybe there's some minor pacing issues, but I mean, there's a lot of setup, a lot of characters, and I mean, we don't get super fleshed out descriptions of each character, just the main few that we need to know anything about. But overall, I thought it was well made, well shot. I thought the effects were really good. I didn't think it looked cheap like a web show.
Oh yeah, I don't get web show.
I thought it looked
amazing.
I got web show from it.
I mean, considering just the terrain shots and stuff of this movie are beautiful and epic and awesome.
I got not so much from the
admired the
effects,
ship.
more from the story.
You know the effects more?
The story, well, the effects were good, but the story just gave me web show.
Oh, really? Huh. Anyways, I thought the story was fine. I mean, it didn't light the world on fire. It wasn't amazing, but I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
I think we'll get to in spoilers what you're talking about that I know you had a problem with, but in some ways I found it justified. I did like that. I like the practical design of things. I mean, other than the Geiger-y stuff, right? But the Covenant ship itself, it isn't flashy. It isn't designed super intricate.
It was
it's
honestly
a long
space
strip
and was just meant to do what it's doing.
Yeah.
It's like sail through space, colonize that planet,
Yet they hinted at it being
not get out of fucking orbit again.
Yet they hinted at it being in the
It's a
same
one-shot.
world as the other movies, mainly Prometheus, because the front end of it looks a lot like the front end of the Prometheus.
Even the
It's only been
Nostromo.
10 years.
Yeah. But I'm saying I liked the details in that.
Yeah,
Even the
so-
Nostromo, which
Yeah.
happened years later, it just was it was an exploratory vessel, right? I mean, it was just,
Yeah. Also, again,
It was never meant to land,
practical,
yeah.
wasn't flashy. Yeah. It's funny though because the Prometheus ship is really a 4-engine Serenity. If you think about it, if you look at it
that's
again.
what I kind of thought.
It just has 4 engines instead of 2. Anyways, so this one was different, but it had the same front end, so I think that's kind of cool. But anyways, I liked it overall. I think it isn't super scary, so if you were expecting straight on horror, I wouldn't say this is horror-y very much. There's a couple little jumpy moments, but nothing super crazy, and they do a lot more setup shots of the alien as opposed to in typical horror movies where it's a lot of tension and you can't see that it's there or know where it is at any time. I pretty much mainly knew where the aliens
I went back and
were.
forth between I like that because it's more than they.
It was different.
Past.
I'm not a huge horror fan, even though I think this is the third horror-ish movie I've seen this year, which might be an all-time high for me. But anyways, I was fine with it not being super horror-y. It was a little more aliens than Alien, and it was a little more Prometheus than Alien to me. So it's kind of a mixture between Prometheus and Aliens.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Anyways, so I don't but I think that's also the other reason why we're having a hard time saying definitively which side of the thing it should be. Which I guess if you ask me, I think it's a see it now mostly. But if you weren't interested in this movie, I wouldn't urge you to go. It doesn't break that barrier.
If it calls to you, go out, see it in the theater. I think you'll enjoy that experience.
Yeah.
Unless you just have one of those decked out.
I think if you didn't like Prometheus, you'll like this more.
Mm-hmm.
But don't expect it to be like the classic movies, I guess.
There's more xenomorphs, but that doesn't really change it so much.
Yeah, because there weren't really any xenomorphs in Prometheus.
Just the Deacon. That's about it.
Yeah, Prometheus just had that one credit tag that wasn't a xenomorph. It was whatever.
People call it the Deacon online.
The Deacon?
Yeah.
So, whatever they call it. I don't know. Whatever.
I looked it up.
I didn't know it had a name.
I didn't either.
But yeah,
story.
I think that for the most part, we'll get into spoilers now. Let's get into spoilers and say what your grievance is, spoilery wise.
Oh my god, I hated the why did you even have James Franco in this movie?
Oh well, yeah. Who cares about
What was
that?
the
I
point
didn't
of
think
that?
you were going there.
No, just to start us off on just in general, why even put James Franco in the goddamn movie?
Oh, I mean, why choose
It's like an
big-time
Easter egg.
actor like him?
It's like an
That's
Easter
kinda
egg.
funny you say that, but yeah.
Well, I mean, a known actor.
No, I think it was an Easter eggy sort of thing.
It seemed
He probably wanted to be in it.
somewhat
He's in
unnecessary.
he's in the prequel thing online, right? When they have
I
the
watched
crew.
I watched him, but going back, I can't. He doesn't stand out. But
I know he doesn't stand out, but I'm pretty sure he was in there.
Yeah.
The whole reason they ended up going to the planet was because the guy got the
They got a
message,
signal.
and then it was like we should go there. James Franco character, just the little bit they built up, would have probably said the same thing. I was like, we should go there. Like, it's,
I think
it's
that was
military
logically
territory.
the
He just would have said it more Franco-y.
Yeah, he would have said more Franco. That's all that would have changed. It's like
Guys, we should totally go there.
it was stupid to really even add in the accident thing that happened on the ship, where like a couple of
Well, yeah, but it led to
crew
everything.
died.
They needed them to be woken. That's what
Yeah,
it was.
I mean, like they could have come up with something else, like without killing Franco, they could have come up with something.
Well, they could have just not killed him.
They needed him woke. And
I thought maybe that would have made what's her
But
name's character
It
stronger.
also led to them getting the signal. Like it's basically it's kind of the MacGuffin of the movie. Is
Yeah,
that
they
whole
needed to
thing.
be
Like
awoken.
it's not important,
Awakened.
but it kind of sets up everything. Like it moves everything forward.
I guess true. I did like the design of the ship. I thought that was interesting. I thought the concept of solar sails to kind of like absorb radiation. I thought that was
Sure.
interesting.
That's not how solar sails work, they're theory.
Nope, but I know things about science.
I don't know.
They
It
would have
you
been
sold
left
me on that.
out. I believe that kind of bothered me.
It
There's
kind of
no wind
reminds me,
resistance.
like, I don't know if it's as smart as, like, the design for the spaceship in Sunshine, where they have the giant barrier thing that, one, protects them from the radiation and heat of the sun, because they're in the shade then, so they're not being hit by it, and also it has solar panels on it that allow it to charge the ship up and stuff. Very smart. It's a smart movie,
I
though.
assume this was supposed to have solar panels on it, but just sciencey solar panels.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah, the
what
point there is no
sails.
wind resistance. I don't really see a point to putting
Tucking
away.
them away,
Unless like rogue little asteroids or something that like causes.
Yeah, I think they were
tears
worried
through
about
That's
it
about it.
ripping and stuff. And, well, as we saw, it did get damaged.
Yeah, I did get it.
And they had to repair it, and that's when he got
Fixed
the
it.
message. So,
I like Tennessee's character.
yeah. Danny McBride is good in this movie.
He
Yeah.
was
He
very
was.
good in this. Way
Surprisingly,
better.
actually.
Because it was so different than his regular roles.
I've
and he
seen
pulls it off.
I've seen the behind the scenes things on YouTube where they like have them like give out like individual like testimonials before they leave Earth or whatnot. And Danny Bride's is the most entertaining. It was like I don't know why you guys let me pilot this. Like I'm gonna give you like a little response of like what my record was. Like I punched a police horse in the mouth and I did this shit. And it's like why did they let him fly this shit? I don't care. But that's awesome. That's actually what I expected this character to be. Very Danny.
I think it
McBride.
was. I think it was a little forced, maybe, to have them all be couples. I know that's by design.
Yeah, I kind of thought that myself. So
I know it's by design, but it makes them all act irrationally at times.
I could buy all the colonists being couples, but it was weird to have the
crew.
crew, yeah.
all be couples.
Sure.
It's like okay, like two pilots are married
It was,
together.
yeah.
Doctor and like the Doctor
They
Bride
had-
and
They
like,
had set roles.
Billy
and I
Crab's
don't know
character
what they
who
all
was
were.
like
second in command.
I guess he was the Reverend on the ship. I don't know.
No, he wasn't the Reverend. He just had.
He was very
faith.
religious. That's it. Yeah.
He wasn't really religious though. It wasn't like he was
But
spouting God on the ship or
I think
anything.
that's
Fair
the
point.
point, that 100 years from now, even just having a mild faith is supposed to be.
Yeah. The
But they,
Stormtrooper people
and
have-
also they messed with that a little in Prometheus. I just watched Prometheus, which is why I probably remember all this stuff.
I've seen enough times that I get the general.
Because Elizabeth Shaw has her cross, and she always wants it. And even at the very end, she tells David, "Where's my cross?"
By the way,
So-
I liked Elizabeth Shaw's character in Prometheus.
It's funny
And
because
when I find out she was stupid enough to trust David,
You know-
like someone who's fucked you over in the past,
I think you're
to
not,
not fuck you
you're-
over again.
But you're not considering the alternatives when you're saying this stuff, because should she have trusted David? No. But you have to remember the situation was, one, she was on a planet with a suit with a limited amount of air, with
Yeah.
nowhere to go, and David says, "Hey, come get me, and we will pilot one of these ships
Don't get me
wherever
wrong,
you
I
want to
was
go."
totally behind her with that one. And then it's just shit, but like just saying like I'm gonna go to sleep. You watch the ship. It's like why would
Because
you let
she
him
couldn't
watch this
she
shit?
couldn't go back to Charlize Theron's sanctuary place because there was the fucking
Yeah.
squid face hugger.
Good
on top
point.
of
I
the
guess there was
engineer.
no food or
So-
water for her on the ship, but
Yeah,
That's space. There's
She got-
bad decisions.
it was sit and die
And
on
certain
that planet.
she got fucked so
But it was
hard.
sit, it was sit and die on that planet.
so hard
It
her
was,
torso got turned into a vagina. That's
But
how
it was-
bad she got fucked.
It was either take a chance on David or sit there and die.
I guess.
So she took the chance on David.
By the way, the whole David Walter switch was just so fucking.
I'm gonna be honest. When the movie started, I thought it was David.
Yeah.
No, I knew there was another android because of the like the promotional shit they had.
Yeah, I assume somehow.
Maybe I didn't watch as much of this
Yeah,
I watched
took
too
myself
much of
away.
Mhm.
I somehow thought he
I
got.
started hearing he was giving away a lot, so I
Yeah.
stopped watching any of it.
I figured he somehow got like rescued or picked up or something like that and
Yeah.
brought into the fold. But
I I kind of figured that, like, you know, like, while seeing the things I saw, that, like, yeah, okay, David's a type of android. There would be more androids.
Also, David,
just like the Bishop model or the Ash model.
I wasn't expecting Guy Pearce in this movie. I'll say that also in the spoiler section. When he starts out with Guy Pearce, I was like, oh shit, they brought back Guy Pearce.
And he's not
makeup.
that shitty fucking makeup.
He's not
that
even
he
shitty
need to
makeup.
fucking have in the goddamn Prometheus movie.
Anyways, I think David wasn't as evil in Prometheus as he was in this movie. I think you remember him as being more evil than he was. He was just willing to do whatever it took to move things forward, because you have to remember that Waylon was telling him to.
Yeah.
The whole time Waylon kept telling him, do whatever you have to do to move this forward so we can get to the next step. He made him an artist,
and now his art was
so,
genetics.
I don't think it's that dumb to trust him, because you don't know with Waylon gone, is he going to continue to do that sort of stuff or not? Turns out he is, but he's going to take it farther.
Don't worry about the David and, like, what was the name of the actor? I can't remember.
Michael Fassbender.
My favorite part of the movie in general. Same thing.
Which one? Prometheus or Alien Covenant?
Both.
Okay.
He's my favorite character. He's my favorite actor.
Yeah, he's great.
I like his characters. I always find them interesting. Yeah. I liked Walter. I thought he was a great character.
Yeah. I like that he had a different voice.
Yeah. I like the accent. The accent really kind of set him apart, and I guess that also set it apart for them. But
he did more of Magneto without the accent for Walter, and then he did Michael Fassbender-y more for David, like robotic Michael Fassbender himself. For David, it's interesting. But anyways,
I thought he did a good job there. But
I thought he plays a great robot too. Like the way he walks and carries himself.
Yeah, he's really good.
Very good
I'm not saying anything. I was just asking for which one you meant.
Oh, I just want to let.
I was saying, I didn't want to make it seem like I don't like Michael Fassbender.
Essentially, how Daniels never really tested Walter until like right as she was going to sleep, like tap tap tap. By the way, you gonna help me build that cabin?
Was that testing or was it just saying it?
Then she's an idiot because she didn't fucking think that, like, you know, like there's two robots.
I disagree.
Exactly.
Because she just wasn't accounting for how far David would take it, because there is that scene where the camera, from her perspective, looks down at the hand missing and then back up when we see her point of view.
Like even
she was checking, but she believed that it was him. To me, what I thought it was going to be, and it didn't end up being this, was I thought she was going to figure it out right away, because she like grabs his head or whatever in that moment, and I was like, just reach under the chin and feel if there's a hole there from where you stabbed him in the chin. Like, that's all you have to do is just reach around and feel, because I don't know if he would have remembered to do that.
Either way, the scene with the two...
And also, how would he have patched it? Like, he would have had to have patched the hole then.
He had all the other cuts that were more like, oh, look, I have these three cuts over here.
That was my only issue with it, was I was like, I think she should have known because he didn't have, or because he had the hole in his chin from where she shoved it.
It was more or less like from the fight between the two androids was obvious what was going to happen. And I was kind of hoping for a double bluff, where it turns out...
See, that's the thing. You say obvious because it was a triple bluff. If they had just stuck with the double bluff, that's almost obvious as well.
Actually, I never thought a triple bluff, because it was like more or less like, yeah, no matter what David's going to do at this point, he's essentially forwarding his plan.
Yeah.
Getting that alien, like the xenomorph, off the ship, like so he can experiment on the rest of the people. That's still part of his plan. That's just one in the grand scheme of things. He didn't give a shit.
But I also think that I was more okay with the obvious twist, because I never thought it was supposed to be you were certain which way or not it was until the very end. Mm-hmm. I saw it as soon as they cut away during their battle, that they wanted to keep it ambiguous. They wanted to keep you the whole time guessing, which one is this? And so they kept trying to make it seem like it was, Walter the whole time.
So that made you think
that was the problem, because you were looking at it more...
And also I didn't care that they went with that, because in the end I was like, okay, so at the very end, because we're in spoilers still technically, at the very end they get the last xenomorph off the ship, right?
Yeah.
And so then I'm like, well, okay, now it has to be David, because you can't do the sequels that Ridley Scott wants to do without perpetuating the story forward, because otherwise you don't have an alien movie. You just have like a spin-off movie where there are no xenomorphs.
I was thinking while I was watching this movie, wouldn't it be great if they found the alien threat in like a third of the way through, dealt with it until the second third, and then the final act was actually them setting up a colony and things were kind of sort of going right?
Yeah.
Just be kind of...
I think that's probably what next would.
That probably would have actually worked, I think.
Yeah. That's how you should end these prequels.
The next one will probably be interesting if they do the next one. I mean, we don't know exactly if they will. My other thing is how. Okay, people are complaining because we get somewhat of a explanation as to how the xenomorphs are created. You know, like where they come from, which is that David created them through genetic mutation and the stuff he picked up on Prometheus, those vases of the stuff, which. You know, we got that kind of for Prometheus, that since they had the end credit thing where it's like, yeah, these things kind of lead to xenomorph somewhere down the line, and now we just jumped that forward, making it, well, David genetically created
genetically
them.
alter them enough.
Yeah, as a perfect.
Yeah.
I don't understand how it's a perfect being.
Yeah,
they're
pretty tough. And
but
stuff.
They have a
I
great
wonder-
defense mechanism. If you try to harm them, they.
I wonder if by
It's not perfect being just simply because they propagate through other species.
they're supposed to be like perfect killing machines,
Yeah, that's it.
but they're
It's a
not.
weapon.
Yeah. It was interesting they call them perfect beings when they're really just perfect killing machines. Anyways, I am interested to see that if in the sequels to this movie, if we get them, if this whole prequel series of movies ends with how that one ship did end up on LV-426. Because that's still the thing we don't know is why is there a ship on LV-426? What is LV-426?
What were they running from in the first go? Like in general, like when they showed them running from.
Well, they find the ship,
yeah.
an alien, right on the planet.
There are multiple.
But we don't know how the ship got there.
Oh, you mean that ship?
Yeah, we don't know how the ship got there.
Alien in general.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Good
there is
point.
still questions. I don't know if the movies will answer that or not.
That actually is something that I kind of was annoyed by because there was such a thing with the engineers that was just a lot of interesting story they could have just made, and they exterminated at least one planet that they have, I guess. But maybe it's the only planet. I don't know. And that I kind of think was a waste of potential for the series in general.
Are you
were the aliens a natural occurrence, or did they artificially create them in general? Did they create them were they just futzing around with their DNA and realized it was too dangerous to fuck around with, or did they make them as a weapon for purposeful reasons?
Yeah,
it was a whole thing that just.
Prometheus answers most of these questions.
I didn't feel like they did. I saw it multiple times.
Okay, the engineers created the organism thing that becomes eventually the xenomorphs, but they created it to destroy the life that they had created, which is us.
I didn't get that clear cut enough.
Oh, well, in the beginning of the movie, when the guy's at the waterfall, he's creating human life.
Yeah.
That's in the very beginning. Then they go to search out to find the people who created human life, basically, in the movie. Then by the end of the movie, when they find the organisms and the ship filled with the jars, and then they see that on the computer that this ship was scheduled to go or set to go, the course was set to go to Earth, they realize, oh shit, they were going to, Earth to destroy us.
See, that just raises more questions to me.
I think.
Well,
Were they sending to Earth to destroy us,
but
or were they just it's like a test tube of essentially we're gonna throw the virus in here and see what it does to this breed of.
I don't think it was
creatures
that.
we
I
create.
think they set up in Prometheus more so that it is supposed to be them trying to wipe us out.
Yeah.
Which makes
Either
David's purposeful.
we may have
thing
been the more
more.
experimental creature, right?
And they were
humans
they
are
were just
more,
the thing they used to clean up their act.
But in the end, they didn't like the way they turned out, or they didn't, feel a
they
need for them
reacted
anymore.
more biologically than like a bomb.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. You can read into it a little bit.
I don't know. I find all this stuff interesting, though, and I don't mind that there aren't solid answers on this stuff.
I almost think
I'm
that's
fine
better.
with But there's enough there to get a gist of kind of how this stuff works, and I think that's kind of clever.
Maybe it's just read the comics or the book.
Maybe it's just not your thing. I mean, that's fine. It doesn't have to be.
Because they actually go back.
You can just love Alien and Aliens
they actually go
and
back,
go on with your life.
They
It's
actually do
fine.
go back to the planet in Prometheus.
Which one?
In the comics. The planet in Prometheus where they land.
Oh,
Yeah, the Deacon actually became some sort of fucking
I didn't know any of this.
It expanded, became
This is not
extended universe shit. Became fucking the Deacon expanded, became some sort of mountain essentially covering the ship. A predator wound up on the planet because he wanted to attack.
Jeez, come on.
Yeah, the predator wanted to attack an engineer,
Come on.
and he kidnapped this other guy. And there was an android who was affected by the fucking. It was a crazy. I read this in a wiki. It was really fucking elaborate.
Okay, well, I don't think that's canon.
At the same time,
Extended universe.
more entertaining than this movie.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know about that.
that's your opinion.
Yeah.
My opinion, it was more entertaining.
I don't need another Alien versus Predator.
Oh, one other thing I want to.
That was more of Alien versus Engineer.
All right. Anyways, I think that's gonna wrap us up. Unless there's something else you wanted to say.
I don't care what anybody says. Alien Resurrection was fucking tits.
Well, Joss Whedon will appreciate you saying that. Anyways, I guess
Give
be
us a
sure to
retweet.
yeah, be sure to like and subscribe, comment below, and all that stuff that people do on the YouTubes. And until next time, find your own ways of resisting boredom.